Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. With the introduction of more modern aircraft like the Pobit, SM-2, Golden Eagle, Rafale, Gripen, Super Hornet, and so on, the talk about the next generation of fighters will always start a very well-rounded, unbiased, completely calm conversation in the forums that is 100% guaranteed to not get any classified documents leaked to the public. As some of these aircraft, being 4.5 generation fighters, are still in service and in active service today, what does 5th generation have to offer, and what does this mean for War Thunder? Before we get into exactly the aircraft itself, we need to do a quick history lesson so you can understand exactly what we're dealing with. If you want to skip this, look at the timeline down in the video, and you can skip this and go straight to the aircraft itself. During the height of the Cold War, the US wanted something that could guarantee victory against advanced Soviet fighters. Not just to compete, but to completely dominate in the air superiority role. The US Air Force launched the Advanced Tactical Fighter Program, or the ATF. The goal wasn't just to build a fighter, it was to create something that could guarantee air superiority well into the future. Two teams were created. Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works division teamed with Boeing and General Dynamics, while Northrop teamed with McDonnell Douglas. Instead of just making something faster and more maneuverable, they focused on a combination of stealth and speed and maneuverability they learned from the F-117, as well as the F-15 STOL MTD, or the STOL MTD. Both designs led to a result that was extremely promising, however Lockheed won the contest. After some design changes, the first flight of the aircraft was in 1997 and officially entered service in 2005. It was designed to combine stealth, supercruise capability, advanced avionics, and extreme maneuverability that no aircraft has seen before. This led to the production of one of, if not the most famous aircraft in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the most feared aircract in the world today, the F-22. Let's
To fully understand why the F-22 will not only be good in War Thunder as our first 5th gen, but as one of the best aircraft we see in-game to ever come to War Thunder, you need to understand the power jump of this aircraft to others we already have in-game. Before we talk about the positives, let's start with the weapons kit. Firstly, the F-22 will not receive an HMD if it is the early model F-22. It will carry the ASA AN/APG-77 radar, which is more powerful than what we have in War Thunder. However, it can only carry 6 AIM-120C or D AMRAAMs internally, or 4 AIM-120A or B AMRAAMs internally, as well as 2 AIM-9M or X Sidewinders internally on the side bays. Compared to other aircraft at high BRs that we already have in War Thunder, on the missile quantity front it is nothing special, as well as the missile performance front it is nothing special, as the AIM-120Cs, A and Bs are not that great, as well as the AIM-9M is not very special. As we only have the early Model D as well as no AIM-9X on any aircraft, it is undetermined whether we will see it with the introduction of the F-22. However, I do believe that the AIM-9X will come with 5th generation as well as 4.5 plus generation fighters. For ground ordnance, the F-22 will not have the best, as it is purely an air superiority fighter, though it will carry a few JDAMs and GBUs and can use the AIM-120D AMRAAMs as AGMs. It does not carry a lot of internally guided munitions or any bombs whatsoever. It is specifically going to be an air superiority fighter with a bit of multi-role in a pinch. If the F-22 lacks in missile quantity, missile performance, as well as no HMD, as well as not the best radar in terms of modern day standards, why will this thing be so good in War Thunder, and why is it still considered the most dangerous aircraft in the world today? For context, let's use the Rafale as an example. Right now it has a similar missile kit and even being able to take 2 extra Fox 3 missiles. It is one of the most fastest aircraft in game, averaging about Mach 1.5 to 1.8 in AirRB games, and it has just over 16,000 pounds per engine of thrust on afterburner. This can easily make it one of the most competitive aircraft in the game currently, along with its ASA radar. The F-22 has a max speed of Mach 2.25, and per engine it can carry just over 26,000 pounds of thrust per engine. So it is about 10,000 pounds of thrust per engine more than the Rafale. However, that is strictly on dry thrust. The afterburning thrust of the F-22 is just over 35,000 pounds per engine. For War Thunder players, most cannot comprehend just how powerful these engines are. This aircraft will easily be one of, if not the fastest in game. It can reach Mach 1.8 without afterburner, and the engines themselves have 20 degrees of thrust vectoring, making it one of the most maneuverable aircraft in the world, along with having extreme engine power at all speeds. It will be one of the fastest accelerating aircraft we will ever see in War Thunder. Now for the main thing, the stealth. The stealth of the F-22 is still to this day unmatched for any fighter aircraft. For context, the Rafale CF-4, which is the next variant of the Rafale and is currently in service today, which is a low observable aircraft, has an RCS of 0.1 to 0.5 square meters, or about the size of a bird. The F-22, while mostly classified, has been estimated to have an RCS of just under 0.0001 meters squared, or the size of a steel marble. This extreme stealth will make it nearly invisible to radar in terms of BVR engagements, and will mostly only be visible at close range engagements when you can visibly see the F-22. To prove that the F-22 was a viable aircraft, during testing, production, and active service, the F-22 went up against multiple different aircraft in mock BVR engagements to test the capability of the aircraft. The F-22 racked up a score of an astonishing 241 to 2. Those two losses were two F-15Cs being shot down who happened to be on the Raptors team. The opposing team was also being assisted by the American AWAC system to be able to compete with the F-22. In dogfight testing, the F-22 went up against Rafales, Eurofighters, F-16s, F-15s, F-35, and allegedly a couple Gripens. The Raptors' exact score, while not available, has been estimated to be around 6.5 in terms of a kill-to-death ratio. To give some of the fighters a fair chance, the F-22 would have the enemy aircraft start on the 6 o'clock of the F-22, and the F-22, 9 times out of 10, would still win that engagement. What does this mean for War Thunder? This aircraft will 100% become the most dangerous BVR fighter in the game, will be one of the most fastest we ever see, and will be, if not the best, dogfighter in the entire game, as currently it stands as one of, if not the best dogfighters in the world. The stealth capability of this aircraft cannot be understated. In BVR, it will see you, fire at you, and disengage before you even knew it was in the sky, as it won't need an HMD, since it doesn't have it, because it never will get close to you. It will be the hardest aircraft to lock with a radar in War Thunder, period, with estimates of it only being visible on TWS around 12 miles or 20 kilometers consistently, with a hard lock only being available within 5 kilometers. In the future, when we see the addition of the AIM-120D3 and the AIM-9X, the F-22 will become even more dangerous in the long range, and especially in the close range engagements, as it will be able to use its super maneuverability to launch one of the hardest to defeat IR missiles in the world. I cannot predict how Gaijin will go about adding an aircraft like the F-22. It will have its shortcomings in game compared to others with no HMD, a less powerful radar, as well as the low missile count, but how Gaijin will model its stealth, maneuverability, and if they will add later variants with the HMD and other improvements is still to be determined. For today's top tier, the current map sizes does not quite allow for stealth to be used to its full effectiveness, as the F-22 was meant to engage targets from extreme ranges so that it was not able to be seen. In today's top tier, it is mostly a close-range cluster of enemies and missiles. This makes the Mika and R77-1 some of the most viable missiles in today's current top tier meta because it is able to be more maneuverable and you are able to stay in the notch while firing a missile more accurately than an AIM-120. Before we see any 5th generation fighters or stealth be added to the game, we do need to fix top tier. Where is it bigger maps, smaller match sizes, anything in between, as well as more objectives in order for top tier to not just feel like a team deathmatch. However, some players do like the team deathmatch, me included. I would like to see a different approach to top tier in terms of how it is played, different objectives that we can do, as well as more things for it to be a lot more fun and engaging and more of a long-term investment in terms of gameplay. If you have any suggestions on what they can possibly do with the F-22 when it is added, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think they should do when adding 5th generation fighters as well as the F-22. I personally think that they should not add its extreme stealth to the game, as it will be oppressive no matter what version they do if it is not able to be seen by enemy radars. With the new F-22 2.0, they could theoretically make an early version of the F-22 with no HMD in all of its shortcomings, and then later down the line add the F-22 2.0 at a much higher BR, as it is a pure straight upgrade over the F-22 in terms of range, avionics, defensibility, target acquisition, as well as its radar being an HMD radar. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and give a like and subscribe. I don't ask for these very often, and if you've made it this far, you've definitely enjoyed the video, so it would help out my channel and my motivation to make videos like this in the future. And I will catch you in the next one. See ya.